and I look actually crazy. Okay, that's cool. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I am back in my mum's car. I can't say that normally, but anyway, today I'm actually filming again. I know, right? Shock. Today I am going to be showing you what's on my iPhone. I know it's like such a basic video and I kind of hate myself for filming this, but honestly I feel like everybody does it at some point in their like YouTube career, and it's kind of like one of the only things that you can film. Well, I say that, like so many people film so many different videos, but I'm not really... Anyway, rambling over, I'm just gonna go into it. Okay, so the phone I have is the iPhone 11 Pro. It's just a silver one, and I've got just like a really basic case on it. This is one that I got when I brought the phone, but it's not like an Apple one. It's by Otterbox. You can't see it on the side, but it's by Otterbox, but honestly it does my phone fine. And then on the back I've got my like JSerg XPB pop socket, and that's just a piece of paper from a hair appointment that I ended up not going to. So okay, so the first thing that you see on my phone is my background. This background, honestly, I think I just got it off of Pinterest. I just thought it was cute, so that's the story behind that. Okay, so I tend to keep my things in folders just because I find it looks a little bit neater than having like so many different apps all across like my home screen, you know, and I can find things easier. Okay, so along the top row I have just your basics like settings, camera, photos, and then my Snapchat, which I use Snapchat the most out of pretty much anything, so hence on the top row. And then I have my Instagram, TikTok, Planoly. Planoly is like an app for planning your Instagram feed, which I used to use an app called Snug, and then that stopped working, and then I used this one, but I'll show you another one in a second that I've actually started using more recently because it lets me move around photos that I've already posted to see if I could take them down, like re-upload them and see if it would look better. And then the next thing I have is my entertainment folder. So in here I have Netflix, YouTube, Spotify, and YouTube Studio. I know YouTube Studio technically isn't entertainment, but I just put it in there so that it was with the YouTube app. And then I have my analytics, which has Analytics Insta, Insights Plus, and Subcount. So I never use Insights Plus or Subcount. It's just on my phone. I can't remember when I downloaded them. The next folder that I have is my editing folder. So this looks like an excessive amount of editing apps. I barely use these, and I used to have like 4 of the little lots of 9 on here, but I've deleted a lot of them, so I'm doing okay. But the first one I have is VSCO, which I use quite a lot because I use it for like my Instagram feed, or I used to use it a lot more actually, because I used to just like sort of whack a filter on it and then have it so that the same filter was on all of them, so they'd all look cohesive. But now I do something a little bit different. So then I use Facetune 2 and Facetune. I don't really use it. I use it if I want to like blur the background, or if I want to like whiten the background or things like that. That's pretty much what I use that for. Facetune I barely ever use unless there's something in the background that's like really bothering me and I want to take it out the photo. And then I have Lightroom. So Lightroom I've been using a lot more recently because I've kind of learned how to use it a little bit better. So now instead of using VSCO and just putting the same like filter on all my photos, I use Lightroom to like manipulate the colours and things like that to make it look more cohesive. Snapseed I again barely use. I just use that for like light fixes and things like that in photos, but I honestly cannot remember the last time I used that app. Then I have Grid Number, I don't know what it's called, just Grid. I use this to grid up photos that I'm gonna paint or that I draw because of like the way that I draw and things like that. I've separated it into grids first to make it more accurate. So I use that app for that. And then I have Camera Connect, which obviously is for my camera, like if I'm transferring photos, things like that. It just makes my life a little bit easier. Hugie, I still have Hugie on here from when it was like a massive thing and everybody was taking their photos on here. And I don't know, I never use it anymore, but I think the last time I used it was when I was on holiday last year. No, not even last year, it would have been the year before. Yeah, the year before last, that's the last time I used it. And then I have Cheers. So Cheers, I always used to order Polaroids, like every 3-4 months or so I'd order these like little square Polaroid photos I used to put on my wall. I haven't actually ordered any recently, but I haven't really had any photos because for some reason I've just sort of stopped taking pictures. So, but there's use code GEMW94 for, I think it's £4 off your first order, which is pretty good. And then on to the next screen, I never use any of these. So I have Clips, iMovie, Pixar, HypeType, Boomerang. Fonto I use Fonto to do my thumbnails, which I need to take a thumbnail because I always forget. And then I have Vont and Megaphoto. I can't remember what any of them do other than Fonto, to be honest. So the next folder that I have is my socials folder. So in here I have my Gmail, WhatsApp, Messenger, YOLO, Countdown Plus, and 1 second every day. I think this year was probably the best year that I could have possibly chosen to do this because, you know, my life's just so interesting. Like, I'm going out every day. Literally every single clip of my 1 second every day has been of my, was my neighbour. It's been like off my face. It's kind of getting boring. And then Pinterest. I never used to use Pinterest, but I've been using it a lot more recently because I've started using it for my art, my artwork. So I've just got literally got three boards on it. So I've got my A-level art inspo, my room decor because we might be moving house, so I'm kind of like planning my new room. And then I have my Italy because I was going to go to Italy next year. There's one pin in here I haven't really spent a lot of time going through. But yeah, so that's pretty much all that's on that. And then Facebook, I do not know how to use Facebook for the life of me. Like, I have no clue. Okay, so the next folder that I have is my travel folder. Obviously not using this a lot at the moment either. But I've got Uber, which I literally only use if I'm in America because nowhere really has Uber around here other than London. And Trainline, the FreeNow app. FreeNow is basically like Uber, but it's for taxis. And then I use Stowcard. Stowcard is such a good app because you can keep all of your loyalty cards in the same place. So rather than carrying all these loyalty cards around in my wallet, I can just put them all on my phone and then literally just like scan it. And then I have Uni Days, obviously discounts. British Airways, I had my plane tickets on there for Italy this year, but never made it. I was so confused and I didn't know what that app was. Okay, and then I have Maps.me. I haven't used this app yet, but I saw a travel blogger uses this. You can download maps for cities and for villages and things like that. You can download the maps for an area so that when you're offline, like, you can still see the map, but it'll be specific to that area. So if you don't have any data or anything like that, basically if you're like traveling in a foreign country, this is really good. And then I have Booking.com, which I was just looking at hotels on there, and the same for Airbnb. I was just looking at like places to stay. And then I have Stagecoach and Move It, which are both bus apps. I never use this. And then I have my health folder, which has just got Apple Health, Clue and Sleep Cycle in it. I never really use them. I use Sleep Cycle. It basically just tracks your sleep and tells you sort of when you fall asleep and like when you wake up and whether you had a deep sleep, things like that. I have my school folder, and then I have my like dollar folder. I don't know why it's called that, but I've got the Sell on Etsy app and Etsy app because I was going to start an Etsy store, which never happened. Depop, the Amazon app, which I pretty much only use if I'm bored at school and I want to order some like random crap. That's pretty much the only time I use that. Forever 21 I can delete now because that company is gone. PLT, I don't like Pretty Little Thing. I know, uncommon opinion, but I just don't like their clothes. Like, they never fit me. And Motel Rocks, never ordered anything from there. Love their clothes, but it's kind of overpriced, so and then I have Shein, which I love. I don't know how to pronounce it. Is it Shen or Shein? I don't know, but I actually really love this clothing like brand, I guess. I'm wearing one of their shirts now. It's like really cheap and it actually fits me, which is rare, so yeah, I love that. Urban Outfitters, again, also love it, but it's kind of expensive. And then I have the games folder, which I never ever use any of these apps. Okay, and then the last folder that I have on this first page is my utilities. So this, again, I've got a clock, reminders, my banking app, notes, maps, weather, app store, Magic Home and AmpMe. So Magic Home is just a app for my LED lights, so it just means that I can like turn them on and change the colour of them and things like that from my phone. And then AmpMe I downloaded once, I literally have never used it. Guitar tuner I use to tune my guitar, obviously. One Delivery, oh that's like a food delivery app, but like you can order from pretty much anywhere, but it's £6 delivery, which is kind of ridiculous unless you're eating as a big group and like you split the cost, so I never really use that. Indeed, Domino's, and then I have my DVLA app, which is just my theory test for the car, which I have not even looked at in months. So the next app that I have is Asana. This is another planning app. I used this at the beginning of the year to plan out all my YouTube videos. Now this is genuinely a really good app, but I haven't used it recently because my YouTube videos kind of went to so I haven't needed to use it. Okay, so in here I just have like a, not mood board, but I don't know. So I've got a column that says video ideas, planning stage, planned, filmed, edited, scheduled and uploaded. So I just move like the video idea along into whichever like phase it's in, and then I know what content I have where. And then I have House Party, which I downloaded at the beginning of lockdown and I used it about 3 times. And then I have Duolingo, so I was supposed to be learning Italian for my Italy trip, which didn't happen. And then I have Wix, which is like your website making app. So I downloaded this because I wanted to make myself a website for my artwork, just so that I could have my like portfolio online and offer commissions and things like that, which I've created the website, but I haven't made it live yet because it's not really, I don't know, it just doesn't really look like what I want. My work isn't the best that's on there, if that makes sense. I have Google Meet, so this I have literally used twice. I just use this for now like my classes or like the 2 meetings that we've had as classes. And then I have Feed Preview, which this is the other app that I was talking about earlier when I spoke about Planoly. This I downloaded because I ran out of, like, you can only upload a certain amount of photos to Planoly a month, so I ran out of them and I downloaded Feed Preview. But I actually kind of prefer Feed Preview because you can like move around photos that are already on my Instagram, so I can see whether I'd like to take it down and put it back up and things like that. And like I can put on photos that aren't on there and decide whether I want to upload them. Like that selfie of me doesn't really fit, so I'm going to take it off. And it just helps me keep my sort of theme in check and decide what looks better, things like that. So yeah, I might do a how I edit my Instagram pictures video, because I literally watch them so much. Like they're probably the videos that I watch the most, between them and like morning routines and things like that. So if you want that, then comment down below and I'll do that. And then on the next page I just have the utilities, which I don't use, and then MyFitnessPal, which I again barely use. So that is literally it. Okay, so that is everything on my phone. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to like, subscribe, comment, all that stuff. If you want a how I edit my Instagram video, then let me know in the comments down below. I'm sure I'll do it anyway, because it's a video that I've wanted to do literally since before I started my YouTube channel. But yeah, I have now got to go and make a load of cakes because it is like VE day or something like that, so I'm gonna make cupcakes for the neighbours because I'm cute like that. I just found bobby pins. That is like finding the holy grail. That is so okay, I don't really care that much. But yeah, anyway, thanks for watching guys. I will see you next week for another video, maybe. Ciao. Oh, I think I'm dying. I haven't eaten yet.